Farmers, welcome back to Griffin, Indiana. Second day of fall. I last left you on the first day of fall, but it's almost midnight. I figured this would be a good time to bring you back. We'll sleep through the night, see what happens at midnight, see if we lose any cattle. Let's see, I don't know how many cattle we had at the end of the last episode. It's been about 10 days since I recorded that one. But we're up to 1,169 cattle currently. All I've did since I started recording today is I got the chaff silo compacted on down. Let's go to the map here. So I can pinpoint, yeah, our silo down here, that is compacted. That is now fermenting. We got field number 23, the corn that we did the chaff in, that is plowed and fertilized. Actually, all of our fields are fertilized at least one stage. But looking down here at my cereal crop fields, 13, 17, 14, 15, 16, looks like they got 2 stages of fertilizer on it. So probably won't have to fertilize those at all next year. But the rest of the fields are all looking well fertilized. The grass fields up here have been fertilized as well. But let's go ahead and sleep through the night. Let's see if we do... Not sleep through the night. I just skipped the day. Let's see if we lose any cattle at midnight. Let's see. There's some payments. And looks like... no. So far, just one night, I've lost like the 15 cattle or so. So we were at 1,169. We're going to shoot for 1,175 for cattle. Right around 9 o'clock is right where I like to kind of sort of wake up in the morning, if you will. Because I know at 9 o'clock in the morning the feeders should be coming on. I think it comes on at 3 o'clock as well. Let's go in here, 1174. They really need to be cleaned out. TMR mixer is going to go for a little bit. The grass doesn't matter. Straw I got to give them. Water I got to give them. Yeah, the water I finally figured out. The water is free anyway, so I come into the truck and I got the easy development mod. I just fill the tanker with water and fill up. This kind of helps me get through the winter a little bit faster rather than waiting for this thing to fill it on up. Ooh, 250,000 liters of milk. Let's see what the milk is going for today. It's going for a decent price, 14.40. Yeah, okay. The transporting time to clean the slurry from the tanker to okay. I think 3 out of 4 times we go up there. I'm like, let's sell the milk. And it's like, no, today you're not going to. Today you are not going to. Yeah, so you should be full of water. Let's go back in and top this off with water again. And I'm even at the stage of I don't use a Ford anymore to do a lot of this, the straw and the hay and filling up the mixer and the bedding. I use the super strength mod, of course. I think 3 bales of straw I always start with for bedding. Let's come over here. I think it's probably going to take a bale, maybe 2. No, I don't want that. I just want to pick up the bale. Thank you. And it's going to disappear out of my hands. Yeah, they go through a lot of straw bales for bedding. Carried on over, and that one won't disappear. All right, so it's got about 4,000 liters left. And what I like to do is I like to at least have 3 bales out here. That way I know it's good for another day, because sometimes I can forget to come over here and do the bedding. Nope, just one's good. Confirm on that. So basically I have really nothing else to do until next spring other than sell the grain, which is wheat and oats in the middle of winter. And then I just take care of the cows the rest of the time. Look at the silage piling up here in the feed trough area. Luckily I got a bucket that can hold 10,000 liters. But that's going to take a couple trips. I'll dump it over into the silo. So right now the silage I'm grabbing for the TMR mixer, that is down by the shed. And I still got like 1,000,000 liters left in that one. Then I got the 2 that we've been working on this past fall. And there's like, what, 3 million liters there at least? Almost 4. So we should be good until next season. But like I said, I didn't want it to skip from the first day of fall until like the second day of spring. That's like a half a year. So I think what we're going to do is... well, today should be it's the 3rd day, correct? I know, I'm losing track of my days here. It is the 3rd day of fall. I think I'll probably bring it back probably the evening of the 5th day of fall into the 1st day of winter. We'll see how we're doing on numbers on the cattle. But like I said, really all I'm doing now for the next, until I sell the grain, which is like the 3rd day of winter, somewhere around there, I'm just taking care of the cows. That's all I'm really doing, just sitting here and doing what you're seeing now. But yeah, I kind of help myself out now with the water. I used to sit there and turn the water on and wait for it to fill, which would take forever. But now I'm just using the tanker and filling on up. I could drive over to our little pond I got with a fire hydrant, filled up and bring over, but that does take a while as well. So usually, I think when I usually never really used to show this, but from late fall to early spring, just maintaining the cows and doing what we're going to be doing kind of like today takes about a good hour or so. Make sure the cows are all set, then selling grain, going back and forth. So it takes a while. Alright, so I'm going to get the cows cleaned up. Hopefully I don't tip over anywhere. And take care of the cows until the last day of fall, first day of winter, bring it back. We'll see what the cow totals are. Like I said, we are at what, 1174 it was? Yeah, 1174. So I'll see you in about 3 days time. Let's hope for like 1250 cattle by then. See how it goes. I'll see you in 3 days. Like I said before, not much goes on here in the fall. Just taking care of the cattle. Went on down. As you can see, I'm headed on back with a full trailer load of silage because, well, they're going through it. I am starting to think, though, next season, early in the spring, either I got to buy another field or take, what field is that? Field number 29 with the oil drill into it. I could turn that into some grass. The hay, I mean, we should be fine on hay. But I can see the way it's going that, yeah, we're not gonna, the fields I got are not enough. Instead of buying one of the grass fields up in this up corner, I think I'd just rather go ahead and buy a field and turn it into grass. So I'll have to look into that here. That'll be by the end of the episode because we are going to go into spring and seed here today. Let's go ahead and top this off here. Well, actually it is topped off, so it must be the feeder hasn't started up again or it's been complete. As for getting up to 1,250 cattle by the end of fall into winter, we should reach that. I think I'm at like 1,242, so we're just about there. The other thing I found interesting, I still have not lost any cattle since that one night, and I'm trying to remember, I think we went in and we still had some cattle that were 10 years old. I just went in there like on the day before, the 5th day of fall, scrolling down through, and I couldn't find those cattle, so either I'm losing cattle and I'm not getting the prompt that I am, or I have no idea where those cattle went, or I scrolled past them. But yeah, we still haven't lost any cattle. The other thing I need to do today is, well, the milk is getting up there, and there is a great demand for milk today at our sell point, but it's not that great. It's still 1307. Let's see if I can sell the milk today. Yes, we can. I'm going to get a total of $770,000. $51,000 for the worker to transport the milk on down there. Ridiculous, but you know what? The money's not the real issue anymore now, is it? So $2.3 million in the bank account. Yeah, I just want to make sure that gets emptied because the capacity is 800,000 liters of milk. I will go in and show you what the cattle are looking like. Is it 1242? Actually, it's 1248 now. So it's gone up since I've been taking care of the cattle this morning. We're good on cleanliness, water, straw, TMR. I think the mixer is not low enough to fill it up, so it's good. 6.4 million liters is what they're going to require per season now. Looks like I got a lot of Holsteins. Oh, I'm at the bottom. I'm sorry, I'm at the bottom of the list because I was looking for those 10-year-old cattle yesterday, and I can't find them. So either they passed away, I didn't get the prompt on it, or what. Anyways, let's go ahead and we're going to sleep through the night, or skip through the day. But it's kind of like sleep through the night. Great demand at the garden center. Don't really care. Yeah, so going in, once we pass midnight, we're into winter. The only thing I'm going to do in the winter, other than take care of the cattle, is sell off the wheat and oat grain that we have. It's usually like the 2nd or 3rd, 4th day of winter, somewhere in there. See if we lose any cattle. I don't know if it has to be at midnight or at the top of the hour anytime, but are we going to lose any? Doesn't appear so. I should have had this on, so it's helping me filling up water. So, didn't lose any cattle. Let's go right to 9 a.m.-ish, because the feeder is already on anyways, but we'll just go ahead. Let's go there. So the number of cattle we got now is 1260, which is good. So we got about, what, a dozen yesterday, somewhere around there. So the mixer is going to take a little while. I got to fill them with water. I got to put some more straw and hay into there. I still got plenty of straw bales over here, like 100 bales left for the bedding. And yeah, they went through all that bedding. Of course they did. So yeah, I mean, this is my routine during the fall and winter. Just make sure they're all stacked up. Thank goodness for 20,000 liter bales, and thank goodness for super strength, because this makes it just a little bit easier to make this process along. Because so far, when I left you, I said, yeah, this fall winter process takes about a good hour, probably actually longer than that. It's been about 40 minutes since the first part of this episode when we're on day 3. So it took me like 45 minutes just to get to day 6 and day 1 of winter. And I got another whole season to go. And it's probably going to take me a little bit longer because I got to transport all that grain either to the Posey Co-op or Country View Milling. Those are the two places, right? Country View Milling here. Let's scroll on back. Country View Milling or Posey Co-op. So yeah, I got 600,000 liters of wheat. That's like 5 trailer loads. And I got 420,000 liters of oats. That's like 4 trailer loads. 5 trailer loads, 4 trailer loads. I do got some sunflower, but not too keen on selling that. So let's see if they're good on bedding. Let me go ahead in here and do what I do for the water. I just cheat the water in because, I mean, water is free, so it's not that big of a deal. It saves me having to drive this over to a hydrant. Or, I mean, I could put a hydrant here and just fill it up, but what's the point? I'm trying to do a little bit of time saving for me. And let's see. So, yeah, the hay, yeah, like I said, I'm getting a little concerned about the hay. I don't want to say only got, because it just seemed like I got 3.8 million liters of hay left. But, you know, I'm going through it pretty quick here. We're just on day 1 of winter. We're fine until next year, I'm pretty sure on that. I may eat those words later on. But as for next season, going through fall, winter, and spring again, yeah, we could be a little bit on the short end. So I'd rather be safe than sorry and have more than what we need. I think 3 bales here ought to do it and top this off. So I think this time what I'll do is, actually won't take any more bales, so I'll push these right back on in. Actually, how much more do I got in here? I didn't look. 8 million liters of straw. So yeah, on straw we're doing fine. The manure, we got plenty of that. And yeah, I can go ahead and dump off more of this. Nope, not close enough. Let me back on up a little bit. Silage we got plenty of. I still got like maybe 600,000 liters in the bunker that's right on down here by our milk cell point, that shed over here. And of course we got the like 3.5 million liters in this silo bunker over here. I'm thinking maybe field number 24 I could buy, because like I said, we're buying all the fields here. Nice square field. If I go into buy that field there, it's only $500,000. So yeah, we should have no problem being able to afford that. Anyways, I gotta wait like a couple days until the grain is at the good price. I'll bring it back when I'm probably bringing the last trailer in. No sense of just showing you bringing me going back and forth with the trailer emptying out. And we'll see how much money we make that day. But in the meantime, just doing the thing I do with the cows, making sure they're getting fed and being taken care of. Well, it's only been 1 day. It's the second day of winter out of the 6 days that we do play. And today is a good enough day to sell the grain as any. Last trip over with the oats, all the wheat, except for about 4,000 liters, are left back in the silo. This is the last trip of oats. Sunflower, like I said, we'll leave that there. But everything's been going to Country View Milling. Currently, the oats are going for $6.40 per 1,000. And the wheat was going for $4.05, but that price is kind of dropping because I did deliver 600,000 liters of it on over, which brings our total, well, bring our total to about $2.8 million currently. The milk is piling back up again. We are up to 1,270 cattle currently. I think my original goal was 1,400 cattle by the end of the year. I'm not going to reach that, but then I think I kind of goofed in the middle of last season, or this season, and said I think my goal was 1,300. 1,300 we should reach, I think, unless I lose a whole bunch of cattle at some point. We will see here. But, yep, this is the last of the grain I need to sell. So, yeah, we're at 2,829,709 is our total. So I'm just going to go back, keep topping off the cows, give them bedding, feeding, all that wonderful stuff. I really have nothing else to do. I think probably bring it back on the last day of winter, and we'll turn over to the new season. We'll see if we reach 1,300. Yeah, 1,400 is not going to happen unless some weird thing happens. I don't know. Shouldn't happen, but 1,300 should be reachable. So I'll see you on the last day of winter. And yeah, so we just got to get 30 more cows in the last 4.5 days, give or take. Anyways, I'll see you for the new year. Last day of winter is finally here, which means it's about mid-February according to the calendar, I suppose. And the one thing I still need to do before I get to another milking is we gotta sell milk today. Currently the milk price is $13.83, which is actually a pretty good price, but what am I luck that the worker is not here today? Oh, come on. Caught on fire. Local street has caused a traffic jam. The milk contractor is unavailable. I don't feel like delivering that milk, and yeah, so let's just go ahead and skip the rest of the day, and we'll wake up in March, I believe, early March, first day of spring, see how many cows we got. I will tell you that I do know we are over 1,300. Not going to quite get to 1,400, but you know what? We are getting there. We are definitely getting there. We did have a little bit of snow since I last saw you. 1 day of snow, and the roads were kind of covered for a day. Not too bad, but the temperatures never got really that cold. We can see our ground. Oh, apparently I'm out of silage in the silage bunker for the TMR mixer. I thought I had plenty in there, but the cows are taking quite a bit. Let me get to here. Let me try. It might not be early enough for the milk. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, we're fine. I probably should check on the price. $14.30 and going up. I'll sell it. We'll just sell it now. Doesn't, like I said, doesn't really matter too much. So I'm going to get 1 million. We can see the price is going up because the time is passing by. But I'm going to get $1 million for this milk. Let's just go ahead and sell it. There we go. We're good there. Why did it say 69,000 for animal upkeep? What? What the heck is that? Oh, that might be counting for the transportation fee for the milk. I was like, what the heck is that fee for? That's what that's for. Am I out of silage? It said, didn't it say bunker 2? We got 71,000. I got 57,000 liters of silage in there. What do you mean I'm out of... Didn't that sign say just a while ago it said bunker 2, which would be the silage? Apparently I'm out of silage at 57,000 liters. I don't know how that's possible, but okay, we'll top it off. Okay, so how many cows will we end up having? 13, I almost said 13,000, 1,372. Yeah, TMR is getting kind of low. Why does it think I'm out of silage in there? I don't know. I have not lost any cows. I did a search while I was letting the TMR mixer one day, catching up before I fast forward to the day. I got a few cows that are 9 years old now. So probably this season I should lose a couple more, I would think. I'm just kind of confused why this thought I was out of TMR mixture. I don't know, but we are now at almost $4 million. And the one thing I want to do before the season goes on any further here in March... currently, there's nothing in field number 24. Let's go ahead and we're going to buy field number 24 because I want to plant some grass into that. And yes, it's only $500,000. Yeah, I can say only $500,000 now. We are fine. Silage, we are doing pretty good. I got like one more trailer load in the bunkers down here where I've been grabbing it all winter. Actually, the bunker's over here because that's where. Actually, we'll just teleport on down. This is what I got left. Yeah, not even one trailer load, and these bunkers will be completely empty. Those bunkers over there, what we did last season, I'll probably leave that there. I probably will go ahead and start stealing some, because these bunkers over here, not this one here, but this one here, I've been unloading. This is pretty much their spillover that they've had. So I got about 600,000 liters in here that I need to use on up, which will not be a problem. So hopefully my TMR mixer will be fine here shortly. Let's go ahead. Let's fast forward until 9 o'clock. That's the next time it should become active. I hope it doesn't say that I have a bunker that's empty for the mixer. I hope we don't run into a problem. So if I got to start feeding these cows by a mixer, then we got some problems. Oh, there it goes. I don't know what that was all about. So, yeah. So I got to wait a little while. That's the wrong category. We got to go to here and then to here. Ground temperature needs to be 43. Grass I could probably plant right away. That's actually 37. So we gotta wait for the ground temperature to get to 43 before we can plant our cereal crop. This year, let's go with barley and oats, I guess. Sure, why not? Barley and oats sound good. And we got one field of grass to plant. So far, this episode's I've been recording now for 2.5 hours, and you've seen probably about 15 minutes worth of video. But anyways, I got a couple more days. Got to wait for that ground temperature to get up. It's now 36. What's the temperature going to be for the next couple of days here? We're looking at 45-ish, 47. Tuesday, Wednesday in the 50s before Thursday gets in the 60s. I'll see you, I'm guessing, on the third day of spring. It's going to take a little bit. But then we'll drag out our equipment and start planting in some cereal crop and a grass field. In the meantime, I may go ahead and get my Deutz-Far over here to field number 24 and do some precision soil sampling, so we are good to go on that. So yeah, I'm going to get a head start on field number 24. That way, when we start planting, I can get right to it. Third day of spring, and finally, I get to do something for a while other than taking care of the cattle. It is time to get some seed into the ground and get set for the new season. Got the 9RX here. We're going to hook up the drill and everything that it needs. Got to hook up to this one. I would like to hook up to the other John Deere setup, but unfortunately the Steiger doesn't have enough horsepower for this drill setup, so the 9RX is going to have to take care of this. We're going to switch this over to oats. There we go. And we're going to go over to fields number 14, 15, 16 and let that start seeding first. Then we're going to grab the Steiger and grab the John Deere, I forgot the model number of that, 1870? I think it's an 1870, and we're going to be planting grass over in the new field that we just bought, well, for me, a couple days ago. But things have changed in that field. I did, of course, precision farming, soil sampling. That is all set to go. I put down some lime, and the field needed to be plowed as well. So that field is all set for some grass. The cows, I will show you the totals when we get done here planting the grass. I did not leave myself enough room. That thing is going to stick way out. So just planting seed only, no fertilizer. And I think 2 headlands, I think will give me enough room, I hope. Let's go to here, course generation. Field number 14, please. We'll do 2 headlands. And we'll do it at 3%. Working width is not 8.5 meters. It says 30.6 over here. I think that is the working width. Why does it say 8? I don't know. Let's go up to 30.6. I'll double check that in the store. The working width to make sure I got the right working width. We'll go 30.5. We'll do a little bit of overlapping. Let's just make sure it is 30.6 when I go back into the store. That's not going to take long to see this at all. That is going to be under drills. Where is it? I know I'm looking right at it somewhere, maybe up here. There it is. Then if we come on down, and where is that particular drill? Should be this one right here. And here it says 30.5, and I got it set for 30.5. Yeah, it works out well. First wait, nope. Activate that, and first waypoint there. Oh, it needs to be refilled? No, it doesn't, because see, it doesn't have fertilizer in it, so the game's course play is going to say no. There is a setting for that. I got to find it now. Align with first, covers, refuel, warning. It's there somewhere. Advanced settings. Use fertilizer of cedar. Deactivated. Hit OK. And now if I go back into here, drive course. There, now course play is saying, I gotcha. We're all set. Alright, so there we go. We do have some oats being planted. A whole bunch of oats. So I'm planting oats over these 2 fields here, because oats seem to yield less than wheat or barley, and I should get more straw from the oats, so I want these 2 fields over here. Alright, let's go jump into the Steiger, which I don't know where that is even parked, honestly. There it is. Over here. That's right. When I got done compacting the chaff, I brought it over here and gave it a good wash, and it is good to go. I may have mentioned this before. It's kind of weird on this modded tractor. The back of the tractor, you can see that we're losing paint. The front of the tractor, not at all. So it looks a little weird doing that. Oh, it feels kind of weird driving our articulated tractor again, because I've been driving nothing but the Peterbilts and the trailers and the Ford, taking care of the cows. I will say this, I'm pretty pleased with the amount of cows that we do have. So, yeah, last year, not too bad. We got up to, what, 1360 on cows. Not too bad at all. My goal by the end of this year is 1750. That way, next season, I just got to get 250 cows, and we're at 2,000. So, if that works out well for us, that works out well for us. Let's go ahead and hitch up the John Deere. Yeah, it is 1870. Alright, what do I got in here for seed and such? Well, I got plenty of seed for what we're doing. We need grass. Give me some grass there. Perfect. And let's drive on down the road and get that field planted with some grass. Now we got grass fields kind of everywhere, but it's all good. That's why they put wheels on tractors so you can drive to the location you need to go and actually do the work. So all of our fields are pretty much all set to go, although I will have to get the Valtra up and going and start throwing down some manure on some fields. These fields over here, I don't think I have to for some reason. I think the crop is, or sorry, the nitrogen level is pretty darn good. Let's jump over to here since we got it planted. And nitrogen level is okay, so I'll probably just go ahead and just leave it there. I mean, it's at 180, and I think it requires 140. So I'm actually over budget on the fertilizer. So we're just going to leave it alone. Same thing should be said for the field behind us. The field that we just currently bought, I'm not going to put fertilizer on it either because I don't think it's going to need it. Let's go ahead and unfold this. Probably shouldn't be driving over the crop I just planted, but you know, I'm just compacting the soil. So a couple things I can tell you. So I remember, since I started recording this 3.5 hours ago, still going on strong here. But the straw bale shed that we have for the cows, I remember telling you we had about 100 bales left. I think I'm down to about 48 bales in that one. So that's how many bales at 20,000 liters apiece I've gone through the fall and winter and early spring just for bedding for the cows. So that's quite a bit amount. I think I'm down to like 300 bales in the other shed for straw for the TMR mixer. And the hay, I really have not given a good look at it. So it is what it is. But we should be all set now because we're planting another grass field. So this field, you can see the size of this field is pretty decent. And hopefully we can keep on up. And like I said, worst comes to worst, but we got a couple fields ahead of us that we can go ahead and buy and put some grass into it. Won't work for this year, but you know, by fall we'll have a good look at what we're doing here and how many cattle we got. And by fall, if I think we do, I may just go ahead and buy those fields anyways. I mean, we got the cash, so maybe go ahead and buy those, merge those together and make one old big grass field. Yeah, we could. That way it's better be safe than sorry. The straw, I think we got a good handle on still. I think we're still doing okay there, so I'm not too concerned about it. But there's more fields to buy. We haven't even touched the bigger fields on the southern end of the map since we did all the contracting jobs ages ago. Haven't really been really down past the store, honestly. So we got all those big fields down there. Don't think I'm going to need those fields to feed 2,000 cattle. But it's all good. Man, I underestimated. I always thought it only took like an hour, hour and a half to go through fall, winter, then early spring and get started on another season. But today I decided to run the stopwatch, and the stopwatch is staring me in the face, and I'm just like, yeah, I've been here for a while. It takes a while to feed that many cows. Maybe it wasn't as bad the previous seasons. I didn't have as many cattle, but now that I got more, it just takes time. I don't want to say having issues with the TMR mixer. Sometimes it doesn't. I thought it would come on and feed the cattle, and it doesn't, so I'm not quite sure how that all works out. I did up the capacity for the amount it does feed the cows. I think I'm up to 100,000 liters on a pass, and I'm not sure it's even feeding 100,000 liters on a pass. So, I was going to go on the page, but I don't want to show you the number of the cattle just yet. So I'm pretty pleased since we last spoke, which was at the end of winter and at the beginning of spring. So I'm not too sure if the cow totals. I mean, do the cows reproduce at certain times of the season. I have no idea. I'm talking about in-game, by the way. I don't know how the Seasons mod actually functions or anything. Still haven't lost any cattle since that'll be like sometime last season. At least, like I said, I haven't gotten the prompt. But we do have a couple of cattle now that are in the probably 9.5 years old at this point. So I would expect to get a prompt sometime this year that I'm losing some cattle. I don't know. We'll see. Not much I can do about it. It happens. It happens. If it does, I mean, if it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen. So hopefully this grass field grows rather quickly, just so it can get in sync with the other fields. We'll have to see what the weather's like in the summertime, which could be next episode. I know, just zipping right on through. But really, all I'm doing in this in-game day is getting all of the cereal crop planted, getting this grass field planted, and then got to skip a couple more days. And then we'll start planting the corn in the cornfields that we have. And then before you know it, it'll be harvest time for the cereal crop and get some straw bales. So next episode, I'm guessing we'll be planting the corn and probably starting the cereal crop harvest that we're planting, because like I said, not much going on in between the episodes other than me sitting up at the cow barn just putting straw, hay, silage, cleaning them out, bedding for straw. That's basically all I do, just stand there and fast forward time and keep an eye on the mixer, make sure we don't run out of feed. But it feels good to be back into a tractor, back at work, rather than running around just making sure everything's topped off like it should be. I did slow down time to 1 time. I did want to get to where 9 o'clock came across and we're feeding the cows, but as you can see, there's rain in the forecast and really don't want to be seeding in the rain. Now that I'm back in 19, I'm starting to get used to actually the Farming Simulator 22 procedure, to where you can't put lime down after you seed the field. So I was making sure, I started like, oh, I gotta lime the field first, and as I was liming the field, I realized, oh, wait a minute, this is 19, I can lime the field whenever. But it's done. Now I don't have to worry about it for a couple of seasons. So, as you do know, like I said, we're planting oats over there, and I think across the river, I guess we'll call it, on the other side, probably go with wheat. I think that's what I'll probably go with. Because why not? I mean, I got a little bit of wheat in the silo, so, I mean, it's only 4,000 liters, but I don't have no barley in the silo. So I'd just rather put the wheat in there. So now here I sit with $3.3 million in the bank account, and I really, usually I like to, when I have the money, it's like, oh, let's go buy something, but I don't really need anything, honestly. Buying more equipment would be fine, just that, you know, there's only so many workers and so many tractors you can run yourself at a certain point. So I'm not going to buy vehicles just to have them, because I'm not going to use them. Everything I have, I pretty much use throughout the season. It's not a vehicle that I have. The only thing I bought, and I don't think I've used yet, is the tedder. And the tedder was for, like, if it ever came to a point where I cut the grass and the grass was considered wet grass, I'd have to ted it and wait for it to dry to become dry grass, and then it'll dry on its own and become hay. But we've had not needed to use that. Other than that, I think I've used pretty much everything. So I expect in one day this grass will have germinated and start to grow. Now what I'll probably do is, once I get done seeding this field, I'll probably send the Steiger on to plant oats in fields 13/17, and then bring the John Deere 9RX and that seed drill to the other side, because the way that one folds up, I can get across the bridge no problem whatsoever. This Steiger going over the bridge, and whatnot, it can't go over the bridge. I have to go over my makeshift bridge that I put up. And even that one sometimes can be just a little bit... I mean, it's mostly fine, but sometimes the way I drive, as we know... I haven't fallen off the bridge yet, but a couple times it's come close, I think. That's why I got the 9RX and also that drill, because I saw the drill fold up that way. I'm like, that might go across the bridge in the road nicely. So I have no idea how long this video is going to be, because like I said, by the time I get done, it's going to be like a 4-hour recording, so I got to edit it. And I'm guessing, because most of the time is me just taking care of the cows without you guys, so I'm guessing probably 40 minutes, 45 minutes, that's what I'm guessing. But just note that going from early fall to almost mid-spring is 4 hours. That's what I just did. But the work is paying off. We're getting up to our goal. As long as, I guess when I said the challenge of doing 2,000 cows with seasons, at first, like, yeah, that could be a bit of a challenge, but yeah, with the time scales that we got, slowing it right down to one time scale, and the weather has helped us out, although we did have I think we had one season to where, and luckily it was early on, to where I cut the grass, and the grass has never turned into being hay, but that was early on. They had a good stockpile of hay up. So we never had an issue of having to go buy feed at the store for the cows. We've kept up. And I think it's been good that I've been ahead of the curve. Like buying this grass field here. I mean, I got enough hay for the cows this season, but will I for this upcoming winter and getting through with the fields that I currently had? Possibly. But, yeah, who wants to live on possibly? I mean, if it was your life and someone said, hey, do you got enough food for the winter? And you're like, possibly. Would you be like, I better go and get some more darn food? That's what the cows are telling me. So the good news is, when I gave the John Deere 9RX 2 headlands on the field behind us, I was like, I hope that's enough for him to turn around. You would think so, being that the drill is 30 meters wide, so doing 2 headlands, that gives you 60 meters to turn that thing around and seed. This feels bigger than I thought it was, actually. I'm like, it's not going to take me long to seed this with grass with this drill. This goes to show you how big the field actually is. I like how the weeds are growing in already. Seems like I'm always fighting the weed system. As we all know, in 19 and seasons, I'm pretty sure a lot of you mostly probably play with. Seems like sometimes you're working the field and you just finish harvesting, and as you're going around harvesting the rest of the crop, you look to your sections where you have harvest and weeds are popping up already. You're like, what? And don't get me even started on Farming Simulator 22 the way the weeds are. I was kind of hoping it wouldn't be like just 100% weeds when you get weeds, but that's the way it is. Uh-oh, here comes the rain. But the good news is it actually already shows the clouds in the forecast, so it's going to be like a short rain. But that was something else I was kind of waiting to see in 22. Speaking of rain, you know, having to water your crops if you got a dry season. I was kind of looking for a way to like water the crops, but I think there was a mod in 19 to where you had to water the crops, but I'm not sure if that really took on. I don't know if anyone uses it. Some of you are probably sitting there thinking, what's he talking about? I don't know anything about having to water the crops in 19. Alright, one more pass, and then I'll get this guy working on fields 13/17. And by then, I'm pretty sure the 9RX will be done planting the field behind us, get him over, and they can do fields 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it'll be probably skipping a couple more days. What's the ground temperature? 45. I think corn is 50 or 52 for ground temperature before I can plant it. So maybe like a day or two. So probably late spring we'll be planting the corn. Yeah, hardly using any seed. Well, it looks like I'm hardly using any seed, but when you got a capacity of almost 30,000 liters of seed, see if I can peek across the way. I'm guessing that 9RX probably has, what, 2 more passes and it's done? Alright, speaking of done, we're done with the grass field. Wheat, barley, oats. And I am going to go down and start it where I always do. That way I know, once you find a good starting position for course play on a big field and you know nothing gets stuck, you might want to stick with that starting position, because sometimes you change it and it changes the way it will work the field, and it can get stuck around like telephone poles like we got over here. So I'll start this worker up a little bit later. I think I'll get to editing this video pretty soon. Once the 9RX is done, I'll probably just save the game, exit on out, take a break. Maybe go take a nap. Nap sounds good. And I'll get this worker in position where it needs to be. That way when I relog back in, everything's good to go. Alright, let's see if I can back... no, I'm not going to be able to back this up nicely. It's going to be terrible. As long as I get the drill at the starting point, then it's all good. That's close enough. And let's see, are you on your last pass? Nah, you got one more pass there. So while we're waiting for him to get the last section passed, let's go to here. And we are up to 1,423 cows. The TMR is low because for some reason the feeder did not want to feed the cows overnight. But as you can see, cleanliness, water, straw is all good. So these are the requirements they have for every 2 days. Water, they need 1 million liters of water every 2 days. 200,000 liters of straw. TMR, that's what they currently have. So if we're saying we're like at 30% there, so they need like about 450,000 liters of TMR every 2 days, or for the season 7.5 million. Let's see if we can scroll across. This is why I don't scroll across too much now, because with 1,400 cows it does take a while. I'm trying to see if I can find those 9-year-olds that are on here, because it seems like when I lost the cattle last year, they were right around 10 years old. So you can see we got a lot of young ones, so I don't expect to lose many of the cows that we currently have by the time we get to 2,000. I mean, they're mostly under 5 years old here. And there's a couple 5 years old, 6 years old, 9.3 years old. And they are going to give me some offspring this year, hopefully. But yeah, when I lost cattle last season, I scrolled through and we still had a couple more 10-year-old cows in there. And I never got a message that I lost any more cows, but those 10-year-olds that were in here, I cannot find them, or I'm just scrolling across and just not getting lucky enough to find them. But either way, yeah, you get the whole point. Oh, you already turned around and finished that? Okay, perfect. And you are done. We'll stop the driver, exit the course, and we'll turn that off. And I will take care of everything later on. I did turn off the engine, right? Yep, there we go. I just pushed it forward because the drill was folding on up. Yeah, so we got too much fertilizer actually in the field. So if you look at the nitrogen on the bottom right-hand corner, the first number is the number you're at, and the second number, I believe the second number is the number that it requires, I think. I think that's the way it is. I could be wrong. Have no idea. But overall, yeah, I don't think these fields need fertilizer at all. So we got our oats planted in. We went through a whole winter. I'm exhausted. I'm going to go take a break. And that means we are done for today. But that is going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. And I'll catch you again right here in Griffin, Indiana. But until then, have a good one.